Hey guys, so if you've made it this far and you've seen a couple of these videos, in terms of OpenOS's predictive analysis, the first part is automated insights, right? Where we show you various dashboards or reports ranging from what are the users that are likely to churn, what are some of the reasons that they might be churning, and what might be the impact in terms of LTV of the users that do churn. But the next part of it is going beyond automated insights and allowing users to model different scenarios using a non technical UI, a mix of basically a GUI and a natural language interface. So there are four different options that you can see over here, and I'll just walk through each one of them. The first one is where you want to predict LTV for users with certain attributes or users that perform certain actions. The second one is where you want to predict churn, similarly for a set of attributes or a set of actions. Then you want to see the likelihood, like what's the likelihood a user on an e-commerce platform purchases one item and then goes on to purchase a second item on that same platform. And then the third one, or fourth one, sorry, could be one where you want to model a correlation. The correlation could be between two different attributes or two different actions or an attribute and an action on your platform. So let's just walk through one of them. So let's say I want to predict churn for a particular set of users. So I want to predict churn for user that does, let's say RSVP in the case of a live streaming platform, at least twice in the next 2 days. So the way the platform will interpret this is that I, as a user, want to model that if a user does RSVP twice in 2 days, what's the likelihood that this user is going to churn? And then I press execute. So over here, as you can see, is that the model ran, and then after that, it gave me what's the average probability of churn, what's the median probability of churn in this case, what's the risk factor in terms of what's the percentage likelihood that this is going to happen, and what's the impact in terms of LTV or revenue if your platform is revenue generation, or in terms of time spent in case your platform is not a revenue generating platform. And then it gives you that result as you can see right in front of you. So going on, let's see another scenario. So let's say I want to predict likelihood. So let's say that I want to see that again, in terms of a live streaming platform, what's the probability that a user that watches a stream is also likely to send a chat within 14 days? And then I press execute. Over here, again, it's going to run that model for me and give me that, the results of the data over here. So it's going to show me that the average likelihood of sending a chat is 95%. What's the confidence interval in terms of how sure are we that this result is likely to happen? And how strong is the correlation between these two variables? So, like this, you can do it similarly for modeling correlations, for predicting churn or LTV or likelihood that two actions are likely to happen on a platform. Using this information, you can either inform your product in terms of, hey, I want to ensure that a user that does action A, the next action that they're prompted towards is action B, because I'm seeing that when these two variables occur in sequence of one another, the churn rate is lower. Or similarly, I can do that for my marketing campaigns, where I can say I want to predict the likelihood that a user from campaign A, if they perform particular action on my platform, are likely to churn, and then see the results for that. And if the churn rate is something that's acceptable by my platform, I can maybe spend more money or focus my efforts on a particular campaign. So this is how you can run these various models without having any technical knowledge or SQL or Python knowledge by yourself. So excited for you guys to test this out and let me know if you have any questions.